Hello, first grade families. I wanted to give a heads up to families whose kiddos will be bringing home what we're calling our Decodable folders this week. This is going to be their new homework practice, and that you'll find some tools inside to help them become a good, strong reader. Inside, you will see a little manila envelope that's got some decodable tools inside. I'll hit those in just a second. And then there is a letter here explaining to you how this folder will work. And then on the back, there's a decodable menu, and it's just a grid of activities for them to choose from after they read each night. So it says you're supposed to put a sticker at the top of each passage that they read. In their folder, you'll find those stickers, and then choose one activity from the menu below. So you'll notice in here, there are several different passages. I'm usually going to put 5 a week. They'll change as your kiddos progress through the different reading passages. But what I would recommend is starting on the page that looks like this. It will give your starting the kid that looks like page that looks like this. It will give your kiddo a list of decodable words that they're going to be seeing in that passage. You'll notice that each story is going to follow a similar theme. So this one's following AD words. So it's going to have lots of words that have that add sound in there, so kids can pick up on that pattern. So you'll just have them point, decode, and read, add lads, add sad, so forth. And then over here, you're going to introduce them to some high frequency words. We also call these sight words. These are words that they may or may not know, but you want to address it with them beforehand so that they can practice reading them before they get into the passage. Then you'll flip to the back of that same page, and you will see the passage here. So what you'll want them to do is to read the passage all the way through. Every time they read a passage, you want to reach into this Decodable Tools folder and have them pull one of these stickers and stick that to the page. The stickers are what we look for to see which passages they're practicing the most. After that, their only requirement for me is to at least read one a night. The more they read, the better, obviously. But after they read one, I want them to do an activity with that. And that is where you will turn to the back side of this first plastic sheet page, and there is a grid of activities to do. It might be to answer the questions at the end of the passage. So that is these questions, so they could quickly answer those, write in the answers. It might be to underline the characters in the passage or highlight the phonics words that text focuses on. So if it's AD words, they're going through and highlighting all of the AD words found in that story. It might be to circle punctuation at the end of every sentence, or to read and hunt for the sight words. Whichever it is, you don't have to mark anything on here, but just pick one of those activities or let your kiddo pick which one of those they want to do to interact with their passage. In this envelope, you will find some things to help them throughout those activities. There's a highlighter for whatever activity might ask them to underline or highlight words. There is also... this one does not have one. In the back. So you should also in each one find a pointer of sorts. It might be eyeballs, or it might be a fancy nail pointer, whatever. That's just to encourage them to point to the words that they're reading. It's really important, especially after they've read one a few times. They're going to want to just say it by memory. We need to make sure that they are pointing to each word so that their eyes are reading through that word, and their brains being able to memorize that and kind of code or map rather that word to memory. So pointer used for that. You'll also find in here a die and a dice that has B and D written all over it. So I'm sure you've noticed your kiddo probably mixes B's and D's up. So inside this folder, you will also find a little packet of 2 little clues that we use in class to help us remember the difference between B and D. And then there's some little activity games in here that are really self-explanatory that you can have your kiddo do throughout the week as they want to, just to practice on mastering that B and D concept so that they're not constantly getting reversed when they're writing them or reading them. But all of this will stay packed together. in their decodable folder. This will travel back and forth with them just like their green folder does. They will not be doing a PALS right now. They will be doing this. So this is what we'll have them working heavily in and touching base with them in school. And then, like I said, we'll be adding passages as they're growing and mastering those skills and adding new sounds in for them to work on. If you have any questions, please reach out and let me know. But again, we're shooting for one passage, one activity to go with that passage a night. But if your kiddo wants to push themselves and do more, or they're feeling it and you want to push them to do more, obviously the more reading the better. I'll leave that up to you. But for me, one passage, one activity a night would be some great practice for your kiddo. Again, let me know if you need anything, and have fun decoding. Bye.